Hello everyone. Ever wondered what exactly is an entity or how Google can really understand an entity? I mean, if you want to optimize your content for RankBrain, or if you want to optimize your content with the help of a structured data, or even if you want to satisfy the EAT algorithm, entity becomes a common centered point topic. Now the thing is how Google really understands an entity. So in order to understand an entity, we need to first understand what exactly is TF-IDF, and this would be the main topic for our discussion today. So let us first understand what exactly is TF-IDF and why it really have a lot of importance in the fields of SEO. So the thing is, TF-IDF in a layman term basically means that a given particular word containing how much significance in an entire corpus. Now when I mean corpus, I mean an entire document in the entire World Wide Web. Suppose if we want to understand, think this way, suppose I have written a particular topic regarding rose, which is a flower. Now if you want to calculate the TF-IDF value of rose, then Google would compute the number of occurrence of the rose in your content versus the every single document in the entire internet. So this is the measurement of TF-IDF, which gives a particular weight in terms of numeric number to a particular word to compute its significance or its relative significance in the eyes of search engines. Now why this is important? There is a huge lot of importance of TF-IDF in satisfying the relationship between the entities, because entities can be justified with the help of a TF-IDF. The more the aggregated weight value of a TF-IDF is, Google would consider a particular topic to be treated as an entity. Suppose I am the founder of thatware. Now thatware can be anything. This can be any irrelevant word. This can be also some random user generated word. But suppose if thatware is associated on a lot of articles, blogs, lot of innumerable third-party web articles, third-party news articles, and there is a lot of buzz with the word thatware, then Google can understand that thatware is a SEO agency that deals with AI and advanced SEO. So this is how Google understands an entity with the help of a TF-IDF. So today in this video, we will be discussing more about TF-IDF, practical examples on how to compute TF-IDF and much more. So I'll be welcoming Shubhajit Ghosh to the screen, and he would be explaining the in-depth of the topic regarding to the TF-IDF.
So content optimization in SEO using the TF-IDF. So you might have know about what is content optimization. It is a part of SEO and we all do it. You might know that content optimization includes, you go to WordPress, you write an article and you see, various suggestions that appear in the WordPress regarding how to optimize your content better. You might have done that. You have all the green check marks in WordPress and you say, I have optimized my content according to the best practices of SEO. Nothing else to do. But actually, there are more than meets the eye. So today we are going to learn about a special type of a special metric used by Google to help you optimize your content much better, and it is called the TF-IDF tool. And later I will also show you how to optimize for TF-IDF using a tool that we in thatware have developed ourselves using the web tool. So let's delve deeper into TF-IDF. So what is TF? First of all, TF is a ratio of the total number of keywords inside the document, and the document by I mean a page in your website, and to the total number of words used in your documents, right? So it is kind of a ratio. Next, we have to understand what is IDF. Before we go into IDF, let's first understand what is a DF score. So DF score is a ratio of the total number of the number of documents which contains your target keyword to a total number of documents that is present in your website. That is called the DF score. And then we will go, and to understand IDF is basically the logarithm of the DF. So the log of the DF is called the IDF score. So together, the DF score multiplied by the IDF score for a particular keyword gives you the TF-IDF score for that particular keyword for your entire website. Now, the TF-IDF score is generated for each and every entity or keyword, and basically a keyword which contains a high TF-IDF score across the Google tells to Google that that keyword is more relevant to your page or than any other keyword that is present in your in a particular piece of document. So why should we even use the TF-IDF concept? So basically what happens that we generate the TF-IDF score for each and every keyword, and as I said, the keywords which have a high TF-IDF score tend to be more like contextual to Google. So basically they are more relevant to the page, and it helps Google to understand the relevancy of those the particular keyword is more relevant and more occurring in your page than like in your entire website than any other words. So it basically helps Google to identify entities from other texts. So what is the entity? An entity is an authoritative keyword which is present in your document, and it is like identified by Google as either a particular, a physical object or a authoritative figure or something that represents a particular thing. That is called an entity. So a keyword which has a high TF-IDF score tends to be an entity to Google. Now next, first of all, how do we optimize for TF-IDF? Basically, what happens that when we use all these keywords which has a high TF-IDF score in your document, it basically increases your relevancy score to Google. So relevancy is kind of like a semantic metric to Google, and it helps in like optimizing your document from a semantic standpoint. We know that Google has shifted from to semantic SEO in the latest if from 2020s onwards, and it basically it does not rank content on the basis of keywords, but on the basis of the relevancy of the keywords to the particular type of content that are available in the Google's index. So relevancy is a factor, and using more keywords with high TF-IDF scores in your content is definitely more important right now. So now let us try to understand how these entities and this TF-IDF works. So let us go into the screen and understand that. So let us understand how TF-IDF works. So let us be a search engine, and let's say you have entered 3 sentences so let's say trout is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Trout has a tender flesh and a mild, somewhat nutty flavor. When choosing trout, we pay attention to a clear red-orange color. Also, let us assume we understand what a salmon is. We as humans, we know what is a salmon and a trout, right? But it is not necessary that Google knows what it is. So let's say we encounter, Google encounters the following 3 lines. Salmon is a popular type of fish in Western cuisine which goes well with white wine. Tender salmon meat can be added to pasta. Salmon skin is super nutrient dense, so keep it while you cook. So make sure that these 6 lines appear in the same page. Now let us now we have previously assumed that Google knows what is a trout. Google knows what is the omega-3. Google knows what is the meaning of flesh. So previously we have assumed that Google knows the meaning of omega-3. Google knows the meaning of flesh. Google knows the meaning of salmon and pasta. But Google doesn't know the meaning of trout. But the mere occurrence of the word trout in the same document as these 3 entities indicates to Google that trout must be some kind of a fish. So trout can be like any other thing to Google. As I said, Google doesn't know what a trout is, but the fact that it occurs in the same document with the other 3 things like pasta is a food, salmon is a food, flesh indicates a food, and omega-3 is a type of fatty acid. So it indicates that trout is a fish. So that is how actually Google understands different entities, and it discovers new entities through the help of TF-IDF. Now let us go into how to use a TF-IDF score. So in that way, here we have actually generated a tool for which you can generate the TF-IDF score for different keywords in a document, and it also automatically highlights the keywords that has the most TF-IDF score in your document. So you can use them in your content and better optimize it as per the TF-IDF standards. So as you can see, you just have to go to the document that is hosted in our site. The tool, you have to enter 2 or 3 competitor URLs which are relevant and ranking for your target keywords, and then you have to enter the document URL, the particular page for which you want to do content optimization. The tool will analyze your content and will also analyze the competitor URLs that you have provided, and will identify those particular keywords which have a high TF-IDF score. It will then show a chart of words, as you can see in the right hand side. These words have the most TF-IDF score as per the entire all of the keywords that is used in your website or the particular document. So after this you can use this keyword to re-optimize your content and make sure that you have better optimization as per the TF-IDF standard.
So we had some beautiful explanation from Subhajit, and we have learned a lot on what TF-IDF actually means and how to really compute that and what significance does that have in the fields of search engine optimization. Now, 4 important key takeaways from this particular episode. The first one is TF-IDF is a measurement for measuring the entity in an entire online search, because this is a very powerful metric which provides a good relevance value for a particular word in an entire online journey. The second important thing is TF-IDF. Having a better TF-IDF means that a particular word is way more famous, or a particular word is used in a more occurrence than compared to a particular word which might contain a less TF-IDF. The third point is having a good TF-IDF can put your search term or put a particular term into the entity salience, which means that that particular term can be used by Google to understand more context behind that, like on which topic that particular keyword is linked with, or on which relationship set that particular keyword is linked with. And last but not the least, TF-IDF can maintain a proper relationship between co-occurrences and also in between the entire entity, which is a very powerful forms of measurement to make sure that our SEO journey is handled in a smoother way. Thanks for watching.